Most people imagine George Washington as calm, confident, completely in control. A man who helped create a nation, a man carved into a mountain. But behind the scenes, George Washington spent a surprising amount of time worrying about money. Despite being one of the wealthiest men in Virginia, which means the father of the United States was also managing several 18th century side hustles. Welcome to Static Mild. This is Hidden History. In the 1700s, looking wealthy was extremely important, especially in Virginia. Landowners were expected to appear successful, even if the finances were slightly theoretical. Washington owned a large plantation called Mount Vernon. Plantations required land, workers, buildings, equipment, and most importantly, money, which Washington did not always have. So Washington did what many financially stressed people eventually do. He started new business ventures, several of them, because historically speaking, when money becomes stressful, the most relaxing thing you can do is start an entirely new financial risk. One of Washington's projects was a flour mill. The idea was simple. Take wheat, grind it into flour, sell the flour, become rich, which is a business model that has technically worked before, just not always for the person running it. Washington also invested heavily in land, large pieces of land, in places that would definitely become valuable someday, once people eventually moved there. Which means Washington was participating in one of history's most reliable investment strategies, buying land and hoping the future figures it out. But his biggest idea was canals, lots of canals. In the 1700s, canals were kind of like Uber, but for boats. The pitch was simple. Dig a giant ditch, fill it with water, charge boats, become rich. There was only one small obstacle: the Appalachian Mountains, which meant the future first president spent years enthusiastically explaining that if everyone simply dug a few hundred miles of ditches, everything would work out. Eventually, railroads solved the problem instead. History remembers George Washington as a brilliant leader, a fearless general, a founding father. But financially speaking, he was also a man with several ambitious business ideas and a shovel. Which just goes to show, you don't actually need to be a perfect businessman to become president. You just need a country. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe, because history is full of great leaders, and occasionally, very confident men with terrible startup ideas.